What do the following people have in common? These men and women are not only some of the most recognizable actors, athletes, and innovators of our time, but also serve as the pinnacle of success in their respective fields. And while they clearly have natural ability, none of them would have been as successful as they are today without enlisting the help of a coach. Here is Tom Holland, also known as Spider-Man, thanking his two acting coaches while accepting the British Academy Film Award in 2017.
I obviously have a large list of people I need to thank, but don't worry, I won't do that here on your time. But please just give me a moment to thank two people. Sorry, Mum and Dad, it's not you. It's not an actor, a director, a producer, or an agent, because, you know, we guys, we get thanked all the time, and we get paid pretty well too. But I want to thank two acting coaches, because I think that this is a profession that is not praised enough, because we actors don't like to admit that we need help sometimes. So to Nick Evans and to Ben Perkins. Nick, you helped me become the best Billy Elliot that I could be. And Ben, you coached me to be Lucas in The Impossible. Now, without these two roles, I wouldn't be standing here holding this. So Ben and Nick, thank you so much. And everyone else, check your phones, I'll shoot you a text.
I know what you might be thinking, but we're not professional actors. And for the most part, that's true. However, teachers are superheroes with a mix of natural ability and learned skills, and they deserve to be respected and supported as such. That is where instructional coaching can help. So what is an instructional coach? According to Jim Knight, senior partner of the Instructional Coaching Group and a research associate at the University of Kansas, instructional coaches partner with teachers to analyze current reality, set goals, identify and explain teaching strategies to hit the goals, and provide support until the goals are met. Does every teacher need a coach? The answer to this question is simple, and it is yes. Here, Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft turned author, investor, philanthropist, and humanitarian, explains why it is vital for teachers to have coaches.
Everyone needs a coach. It doesn't matter whether you're a basketball player, a tennis player, a gymnast, or a bridge player. My bridge coach, Sharon Osberg, says there are more pictures of the back of her head than anyone else's in the world. Sorry, Sharon. Here you go. We all need people who will give us feedback. That's how we improve. Unfortunately, there's one group of people who get almost no systematic feedback to help them do their jobs better. And these people have one of the most important jobs in the world. I'm talking about teachers. When Melinda and I learned how little useful feedback most teachers get, we were blown away. Until recently, over 98% of teachers just got one word of feedback: satisfactory. If all my bridge coach ever told me was that I was satisfactory, I would have no hope of ever getting better. How would I know who is the best? How would I know what I was doing differently? Today, districts are revamping the way they evaluate teachers, but we still give them almost no feedback that actually helps them improve their practice. Our teachers deserve better. The system we have today isn't fair to them. It's not fair to students, and it's putting America's global leadership at risk.
Yes, our teachers deserve better, and we can provide them with the instructional support they need and want through instructional coaching. Most of the work we can do together as teachers and instructional coaches falls into one of the following 5 categories: receiving or discussing instructional feedback, learning or observing an instructional strategy, co-planning or co-teaching a lesson, locating or managing resources, and collecting or analyzing data. Teachers can request specific support with any or all of the 5 categories whenever they feel it is needed, or teachers may choose to enroll in what is called an instructional coaching cycle, which begins with either a goal in mind or with a non-evaluative walkthrough and debrief to discuss and decide upon a goal. The goal will never be the coach's goal and will always be a peer's goal. A peer's goal is powerful, makes a big difference in our students' lives, easy, simple, clear, and easy to understand, emotionally compelling, matters a lot to the teacher, reachable, identifies a measurable outcome and strategy, student-focused, addresses a student achievement, behavior, or attitude outcome. But what if I'm already an exemplary teacher? As a teacher, you may feel as though you don't really need support. You got this. You've been teaching for years, received glowing evaluations and feedback, and your students typically perform at a high level according to most measures. And while that all sounds great, one of the most important lessons we can teach our students is what it truly means to be a lifelong learner and a professional. To never stop striving to be better today than you were yesterday. Here is Atul Gawande, a world-renowned surgeon, writer, professor, and researcher, explaining how coaches can help us improve no matter how good we are today.
How do professionals get better at what they do? How do they get great? And there are two views about this. One is the traditional view, that is that you go to school, you study, you practice, you learn, you graduate, and then you go out into the world and you make your way on your own. That's how doctors learn, that's how lawyers do, scientists. Now the contrasting view comes out of sports. And they say you are never done. Everybody needs a coach. The greatest in the world needs a coach. So I tried to think about this as a surgeon. Pay someone to come into my operating room, observe me, and critique me. It seems absurd. Expertise means not needing to be coached. So then which view is right? Turns out there are numerous problems in making it on your own. You don't recognize the issues that are standing in your way, or if you do, you don't necessarily know how to fix them. And the result is that somewhere along the way, you stop improving. And I thought about that, and I realized that was exactly what had happened to me as a surgeon. So I asked a former professor of mine who had retired, his name is Bob Osteen, and he agreed to come to my operating room and observe me. The case, I remember that first case, it went beautifully. I didn't think there would be anything much he'd have to say when we were done. Instead, he had a whole page of dense with notes. Just small things, he said. Did you notice that the light had swung out of the wound during the case? Another thing I noticed, he said, your elbow goes up in the air every once in a while. That means you're not in full control. It was a whole nother level of awareness. He was describing what great coaches do. And what they do is they are your external eyes and ears, providing a more accurate picture of your reality. They're recognizing the fundamentals. They're breaking your actions down and then helping you build them back up again. After 2 months of coaching, I felt myself getting better again. And after a year, I saw my complications drop down even further. It was painful. I didn't like being observed. And at times I didn't want to have to work on things. I also felt there were periods where I would get worse before I got better. But it made me realize that the coaches were onto something profoundly important. I think it's not just how good you are now, I think it's how good you're gonna be that really matters.
Ernest Hemingway famously said, "There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility is being superior to your former self." We look forward to partnering with you as we help to support your goals and improve the educational experience for our students. Thank you.